Well, hello, people of America. God bless. How are you all? Here we are, January 20th, 2025. Donald Trump is your president once again, and I could not be happier for one. I'll tell you, I spent most of the day watching the inauguration, watching him get sworn in, watching the whole parade inside. I thought it was very smart that everything was brought inside. If not for the weather, I could care less about the weather. I think for the safety of people, I think that was probably the better thing that happened today. And there's a lot of excitement in the country right now for both sides. I mean, there's so much that's happened. I mean, since the last time I did a podcast, I've been wanting to do podcasts again, but I've been kind of in a funk. Every time you turn around, it's something else. Between the wildfires and the what happened in New Orleans, just every time you turn around, it's something, and it just feels like every time I come on, it's something bad, And I just wanted to come on with something good. I just wanted a good feeling, and I think it's finally about time we got a good feeling in this country again. And I felt like maybe it's time to come back on. Some other things happened today that were pretty shitty too. Biden, our former president, Biden, uh, went ahead and for some reason decided he was going to pardon a lot of people today. Um, it's just maybe it's just me, but I mean the idea of straightforward is it's a layman's terms type thing. But if you don't understand a lot about pardons, which I mean I understand a little bit, I don't understand a lot. But you're normally you would understand a pardon being someone who has done something. For instance, if Trump goes ahead and does pardon the J6ers, they've done something. And that pardon would say to me that you're pardoning them because you feel like what they've done probably wasn't that bad to be pardoned, maybe, or they were you boggle with words, but they were unjustly prosecuted, which we know could have happened in this circumstance, and a lot of people think did. And it's one of those things that you got to question. But to pardon someone for a period since 2014 to a decade, you're pardoning people for a decade. That's a long time. But you're also pardoning people who haven't been convicted or even indicted or even charged with anything. To me, that's an admission of guilt. Now, I did go back and I looked, and I believe it was 1886 when the Supreme Court heard and made a decision on this ability for presidents to do these type of pardons. And what they did say though is the pardon has to be accepted. So if, for instance, Joe Biden pardoned Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi would have to accept that pardon. By accepting that pardon, that's also basically an admittance of guilt. So the pardon sits and it's a pardon, but it's not a pardon technically by Supreme Court ruling again in the 1800s until that pardon is accepted by the party being pardoned. So therefore, you have to look at this and you have to say to yourself that, well, if they accept a pardon, then they're guilty. I mean, why do you pardon people if they're not guilty of something? So that's one thing. That's one thing that really got me today and kind of really bothered the hell out of me. We knew he was going to pardon his son, but his son was indicted. His son was guilty. We know he was guilty. I think it's sickening and disgusting. If you haven't seen it, it is widely available now. I got an advanced copy of it a while back, but it is basically a dossier of the Hunter Biden laptop, which kind of my girlfriend at the time was looking through it, and she was pretty mesmerized by it. But there's photographs in there of him with like definitely children. He's naked. There's children touching him. There are pictures in there of weapons and firearms. There's cocaine and or crack use. God knows what it is. But I mean, one thing Biden said was that no one's above the law. but apparently everyone on the J6 committee is above the law. His son is above the law. And as of today, everyone in his family is above. He pardoned everyone in his family. Do you know why? I know why. Because he's been funneling money through his family into his pocket for a very long time. Apparently since 2014. He's pardoned a lot of people back to for some reason, 2014 seems to be that date. I don't know. I did read into it, and I don't think there was a time limit on the pardon, this presidential pardon of all time. But it is what it is at this point. But hey, with all that said, Biden's gone. His pardons are gone. Remember, even like Fauci, pardoning Fauci, understand that every state can still come after Fauci. If evidence comes out, which I think we've pretty much seen a lot of evidence, but if this evidence comes out, these people can still be charged at a state level. That pardon's federal. So it's not really protecting them as much as a lot of people think it is, but it's just disgusting that it happened that way. And again, had they done something, we could say, okay, this is what they're being pardoned for, but that's not there. So there's that. But again, I think it was a wonderful celebration today. It's a good celebration of America. I'm kind of glad America's back. As a veteran myself, who's fought for this country, I'm excited to see things change. Oh, what excited me, I think, the most was let me see if I have it here. I have I have a thing of it here. I love it.
Thank you,
here
sir.
it is right here.
Next item.
Let me bring it over to you real quick. This is what I love. He literally sat for the first. I've never seen anyone do this, and he sat here signing in front of. Look at this. Look at that. Executive orders. He's signing executive orders right in front of your face. No one's ever done this before. The Paris Climate, you realize that's going to save us a good $1 trillion a year? Do you realize the United States of America gives more money into that Paris climate bullshit than anybody else, any other country? He stopped it. Biden started it back up, and he stopped it again. Remember, and if you don't understand it, go back and look at it. Remind yourself of this. There was a man named Gore who was the vice president of the United States. Gore has his fingers in a lot of environmental companies. That environmental money comes back into people's pockets, whether it's from a book deal, whether it's from giving a speech. Everyone's seen somebody give us a speech, and they paid him $20 million. Who the hell would pay that guy $20 million for a speech? He's not getting paid for the speech. He's getting paid for what he did for those people. He's getting paid for exactly what he was. The money was laundered to do, and that's it. I mean, look at this. I mean, the guy's literally signing executive orders in front of people. God bless him. And then he threw the pens out. And then he threw the pens out in the audience like he was shooting T-shirts out of a cannon. It was insane. I got to say, man, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm very happy for the country. I'm happy for a lot that I've seen today. I'm just looking through, going down the rabbit hole as always on Twitter here, looking for now. This was something I found interesting though, and of course, the liberals are all bringing it up as Trump didn't touch the Bible.
Do solemnly swear.
So his wife is holding the Bibles, and technically, I did not see his hand on the Bible either. But no one ever said, "Place your hand on the Bible." It was a very odd experience, but I can't remember the guy's name. Whatever the hell his name is, that's swearing him in, is definitely afraid of Trump, and not in a bad sense. He just gets nervous around the man. I mean, well, I guess it's a bad sense too, because he's probably a crook too. But here he is, and he's getting sworn in. Here it is. Look at this.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
And look at Melania. Come on, man. That's a first lady, man.
To the best of my ability.
I like the hat.
To the best of my ability.
That hat to me basically says, you fucked with my husband. You tried to kill him. You tried to put him in jail. You indicted him, which he's a convicted felon now. He's not a rapist. You can't say these things. It's not true. He was indicted on mishandling funds from his lawyer or whatever. But the bottom line is, here he is again.
Preserve,
Look at him.
protect,
Look at his
and
family.
defend.
Let me tell you too. That kid right there, right over here, little Byron. That's a future president. That kid was licking his lips today, watching his father. I mean, that kid is not only 900 feet tall, he makes Elon Musk look short. But this kid, that kid's got a future in government.
And defend.
You can see it in his eyes.
Of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Look, Biden, there goes the handshake with Biden. You got to wonder what's really going through his. Look at Schumer back there, too, you piece of garbage. These people got to go. Look, Biden doesn't even know what's going on. He's like, hey, this guy, did I pardon him, too? What am I doing here? He has no idea what he's even doing. I mean, God forbid, man. I don't know. It's insanity. But let's get down the rabbit hole a little bit further. He gave some great speeches. It's Trump. He likes to talk. He goes on, and he does. There he is signing his orders again. Donald Trump speaks at the Capital One Arena. That was actually a very nice speech at the Capital One Arena too. I thought that was fantastic. This is JD. I'm not sure what this one is. There's so many great videos though.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
There we go. Congratulating Mr. President again. Oh, that's it. That's his name, Roberts. This even says it's Alex Jones. Of course, everybody knows Alex Jones. The fucking mouth goes for days, and Alex Jones. He's a conspiracy theorist to the max. But my problem with Alex Jones is he'll lead you on with I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly why Donald Trump is going to. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, and he'll tell you why for an hour and a half, and then in about 2 seconds before the end of his podcast, he'll drop some stupid thing, and you're like, you waited an hour and a half to tell me that? People like that annoy the shit out of me. But it says Justice Roberts doesn't even wait for the Trump family to get behind him as Donald Trump is sworn in as the 47th president. That's what I mean. He didn't put the Bible out. He didn't do anything. It's like he didn't know what to do. I mean, you're swearing in the 47th president of the United States. You don't think you would have thought about this, maybe practiced it a little? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Oh, God.
Revoking nearly 80 destructive radical executive actions of the previous administration. They'll all be null and void within about, 5 minutes? Is that them over there? 5 minutes?
That was great. Literally walked over and signed them in front of people. Never been done before. Never been done before. There he is signing again. The families of the hostages in Gaza. I thought that was a beautiful thing he did, bringing those people out and giving them a chance to be seen and hold up the pictures of their family. That was absolutely beautiful moment. Of course, wearing yellow. We know yellow signifies that bring home the troops type thing. I think originally it was tie yellow around the old oak tree. It was a who God, I can't remember the name of Tony Orlando and Dawn. Back in the day, and it was actually it was written, I believe, about a gentleman who was in prison and wearing yellow and tying a yellow ribbon for him to come home. And yellow has now become something that signifies the bringing people home, whether it's soldiers or of course their families here. Another thing I want to note too, for anybody who didn't notice it, if you look, let me bring it up here a little bit bigger. If you look right there. Trump has forgone the red tie the red tie that he always wears, and he's gone to the purple tie. And of course, for most of you that do know, you understand that the purple is red and blue make purple, and that signifies unity. This is what the country needed. This is what we've needed for a very long time. We didn't have unity. We had agendas. We had globalist agendas. We had LGBT agendas. We had so much shit going on in this country. The problem was nobody was caring about America. They were caring about themselves and their agendas, and America got lost in it. And I think some of the things he said today, like there's only two genders, well, we've known that for how many years? And in the last 4 years, we're told there's 794 genders. Well, that's back to women. God bless you. First of all, thank you, because without women, I wouldn't be here. None of us would be here. But you can feel safe in your bathrooms again. You can feel safe in your sports again. You don't have to have men running around saying they're women, because you can't do it anymore. Alex Jones is a con job. Absolutely, man. Alex Jones is, he really is, man. Ernest, man, have you ever sat there and thought about and thought about Alex Jones and watched him and noticed how he sits there and just pulls you for like and he just repeats himself. I love Bannon with the War Room, but Bannon's another one. He cuts people off and he does the wait, hold on, and he says hold on like 35 times. They do that to stretch the time. Alex Jones has stretched like 2 hours of just nonsense. And I don't even understand what he's talking about, but he keeps saying, I'm going to tell you what the drones are for. I know why the drones are here. I understand the drones. And you sit there and you're like, all right, Alex, well, what about the drones? And for 2 hours, he tells you he's going to tell you about the drones. It's quite unbelievable. It really is. It's kind of mind-boggling. Again, this podcast is kind of going down the rabbit hole of X, the ideas behind things. I started doing this. I have another podcast that we do every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. We've been doing it for several years for the venue that I own called The Landis in Vineland, New Jersey, and we interview the bands and the national acts, and we've interviewed everybody from Crystal Gale down, you name it. But this is a podcast I started, and as I said, I just felt like every time I turned this thing on, there was just bad news, and finally today I felt like there was some good news, and maybe there's going to be bad news tomorrow, we guarantee it, but at least there's something that's good again, you know, and I think it's really awesome. There's Biden exiting. I'm surprised he didn't fall down the steps. Exiting Air Force One for the last time. There he is, walking down the. Look at him there. He is a happy little camper. He has no fucking idea what's going on, man. Biden literally, he sat there. If you watched him during the swearing-in ceremony, he was smiling and he didn't know what to do, and I don't even know, man. I don't even know. You know what I'd like to find going down the rabbit hole here is there's so many great things. Oh, look at that. Remember that little face? How do you forget that, huh? How do you ever forget that, huh? I can't. All right. I'm sorry. I had to click on it. Look at him, man. He's just signing away. God bless him, man. He is trying so hard. He wants to get our country back, and we know, if anybody knows, yay, Kermit. But somewhere I was hoping to find Carrie Underwood. Hey, man, Carrie Underwood kicked ass. Carrie Underwood actually really kicked some ass. I don't even know what to say. Somehow the music stopped, and I thought it took her a while to just start going a cappella, but when she did, man, it was gorgeous, man. And then the choir, the military choir kind of joined in. They kind of got the idea, oh, this poor girl. What a beautiful moment. Carrie Underwood has the voice of an angel. What a beautiful moment for our country. And what I thought was funny is if you watch the video and you look behind you and you have, of course, you have Biden back there and you have Schumer back there and you have all these, the scum of the earth back there, and they're all singing along. They're all singing along. And it was pretty amazing. But Carrie Underwood did a hell of a job. And I got to thank her for that. This was great too. Today, of course, he went to the tomb of the unknown soldier, and he laid a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier. Again, it was just a good day, man. It's a good day to go out and go down the rabbit hole on X, because you're not finding a lot of bullshit. And like I said, I'm going down one thing here. I'm not kind of doing what we normally do and go through stuff, but it really was. It was a good day for America. It was a good day for a lot of things. And yeah, man, Candace Owens there he is getting out. I was really trying to find a Carrie Underwood video, because I thought that would be. Let me see if they have it on here. It says she's trending. Here she goes. She did a fantastic job. Yeah,
You know
actually,
the
here,
words, help me out here.
this is great.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm going to start it again one more time. It's absolutely fantastic because they come over and they basically tell her, "Hey, look, man, we can't get your music on. I don't know what to tell you," and and she just gives it to you, man.
You know the words,
Now
help me
look
out
at
here.
Schumer back there, and
Oh,
look at Bill Clinton. He has no idea where he is.
beautiful for
God, he looks horrible.
spacious skies, for amber waves of
Once she gets
grain,
into it, man, she gets into it.
for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain.
Now look at them all. There's Hillary back there singing along. People that remember Benghazi? Remember Benghazi? Yeah. She's singing the song. Unbelievable. Kamala's back there trying to remember, like she was trying to remember the Pledge of Allegiance. What a great moment. What a great moment for Carrie and the country. And that was from CNN. Fuck CNN. Unbelievable. They're you talk about one of the worst networks on the planet. But yeah, there's some more Carrie Underwood there. I mean, what a great day. What a great day. I will say too, for those of you that don't know, there's still wildfires are still going on in California. I think people forgot about that. My venue here in southern New Jersey will be doing a benefit on the 23rd of I believe February to bring money out to help some of the families out there in California. But there's a lot to be said about that as well. There's a lot to be said about what's going on in our world right now. But yes, Steve, I did know. I was trying to bring in a little bit of an audience to our new page here, and it's great. I'm hoping to bring it. I thought it was a great day, and I just wanted to celebrate with everybody and tell everybody what a good day it was. But this is fantastic. I'm happy for everything, and the hopes that it's going to bring a lot back to what we do at the venue and everything, and it'll bring people have money to spend again. People will be able to go out and get some tickets and enjoy themselves. And like I said, we're going to do a little thing for the people on the for the fires out there. I talked to a friend today on the 23rd. Now we're going to be doing that probably more than likely upstairs, our upstairs venue. That's going to be on the upstairs venue. But I think it's going to be really cool, and it's going to be nice. But I just thought it was nice what happened today. I thought it was a beautiful thing that happened today, and a lot of good's happening in the country, and there's a lot of bad. So I'm just happy that there's some good stuff is going to happen, and I'm excited about it. And I just wanted to come on real quick and just say how nice it was, and hope that, like, again, we can get business back, and hopefully America's gonna find a better way. Like I said, we closed our restaurant because there was issues with being able to pay people, being able to afford the food. I mean, you were up to charging almost $20 for a hamburger just because that was the price of the meat. I mean, it was so expensive for us. As most people know, that's becoming a brewery now. But again, I really hope that people follow our Straightforward USA podcast as well. It's something new that I've been doing, and like I said, I stopped doing it because there was just bad news. Every time you turned on the TV, it was bad. Between the wildfires, again, we're going to hold a little something for that, and between the wildfires and of course what happened in New Orleans, of course the truck explosion with that guy. There's just a lot of weird stuff that was going on, and I didn't want to go on with this new podcast. But again, like I said at the beginning, we do have our other podcast that's every Tuesday from 7 till around 9, where we interview people that are coming to the venue, the Landis Theater, to again, we've had some great interviews. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, I totally tell you, you should watch it because we Crystal Gale interview was probably one of my favorite. Believe it or not, Crystal Gale was pretty awesome. But there is another podcast out there. It's called the Straightforward USA podcast. We're going to have other people on as well as we move forward with this podcast as well. And hopefully I can get you guys to go over to the Straightforward USA page on Facebook or on YouTube. Hopefully I'll be back on Rumble when I can figure that out soon as well. But until then, I just wanted to say I thought it was a great thing today. I felt a lot of good vibes. No matter what side you're on, like I said, if you look, he's wearing a purple tie. Red and blue make purple. That's unity. That's unity. And that's what this country needs. Not pardoning everybody and their mother for the over 20 years of things they might have done or might not have done. But it is one of those times where unity is what's important. And businesses, especially like the theater and like the 830 East upstairs here in Vineland, things of that nature. It's time for people to get out and be able to spend money and be excited about the world again. And I think that's what's exciting. And I really hope you'll tune in to the new podcast we have. Again, don't forget, every Tuesday from 7 to 9, we have the Live at the Landis podcast, as always. And then we're going to have this podcast as well. This is going to be on its own channel, though. This is going to be on the Straightforward network. Or Facebook, or the also on YouTube and all those other streaming things. And like I said, we have a lot of guests lined up, local people, to talk about, the things that are going on. And we're going to keep an eye on this government, and we're going to keep an eye on what they're doing and make sure, what we're promised we get. We're looking for, again, he signed some orders. I thought that was pretty crazy, man, throwing pens out in the crowd like it was a rock concert. So let's see what happens, right? I mean, we're here. Let's see what happens. And again, it's Straightforward USA. If you go over there, you can log on, and this podcast will happen every day over there. It goes on for about an hour, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, I hope you tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Live at the Landis, which is our podcast that we do every Tuesday live from the Landis. This week, we are interviewing the one and only Whiskey Grin. We love Whiskey Grin. Those guys are amazing. And we will have them on with As We Become Ghosts as well. I do believe they'll be live in studio, as a matter of fact. We'll have Whiskey Grin will be live in studio tomorrow at 7. And I don't know if As We Become Ghosts are coming in or not, but they might be. They might be coming in as well. But again, thank you guys. I just wanted to come on real quick and see if I could get some people over to the other podcast. Again, it's called Straightforward USA. It's a podcast to keep an eye on things, kind of go down the rabbit hole of X on a daily basis, see what's going on in the world, see what's happening. And tomorrow we will be talking about the wildfires in California. There's a lot of Alex Jones type people out there that are talking about the fires, and there's a lot of things that are up in the air and a lot of conspiracies, let's just say. So we're going to be talking about some of that tomorrow. But thank you again for tuning in. And again, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, back at Live at the Landis. That podcast is back on. And again, we will have Whiskey Grin, a local band, on. They will be in studio. I do believe they're coming in studio. Now, I don't know if they're special guests that will be in As We Become Ghosts will be on as well. But I think those guys are coming in. Maybe even via just their telephone or whatever. But they'll be on tomorrow. And that concert, if you're down in South Jersey, is definitely going to be on Saturday. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. It's going to be a wild time because Whiskey Grin's a good band. I think you're really going to enjoy them. I like Whiskey Grin. I like giving local music. This is a local band. Whiskey Grin is a local band. And As We Become Ghosts has headlined a show at the Landis as well before. So they're going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good. But again, if you don't mind, we have another podcast. Again, it's right up here, over here. There it is, right up there. It's called Straightforward USA Podcast, where we're going to spend time on another. It's Straightforward USA on Facebook, Straightforward USA also on Rumble and YouTube and other channels. And when you're on there, we're just going to keep an eye. I mean, we're being made some promises. let's see what happens, and let's see what happens. But again, that's on another channel, and we will be back tomorrow with Live at the Landis with my buddy Steve, and we'll be interviewing again Whiskey Grin and As We Become Ghosts. All right, guys. Again, Straightforward USA. Don't forget, you got to go over there if you want to see this podcast anymore. It will not be over here anymore. But again, it's live from South Jersey. We're going to be talking to a lot of people going forward, and the Live at the Landis podcast is still on every Tuesday night. Okay, thank you, guys. Take care.